Okay, so welcome to all. Now we are going to learn how to configure a load cell amplifier. Okay, so here I have taken a uh, amplifier of model number MVD2555. So we will learn, it's a very basic video, and we are going to learn how it is to be quickly configured for a load cell application. It can, this having its multiple, it can be used in several purpose, like your, basically it's a programmable gain amplifier with customized settings. Okay, but we will learn today how this device is to be used for load cell indication, and basically how it will be used as a load cell indicator. That only we are going to learn today. So this is the device. It looks like this. It is like this. So here, this is the set button. This is the parameterization, param, it is written. This I will call it as go. This is to increase, this is to decrease, this is the measure, and this is enter. This only I will use. Set, param, go, up, down, and enter. These are the things only it will be used for quick configuration. Okay. So this is the this is a typical data sheet of a load cell. So definitely when you are selecting the device for the load cell, then that impedance matching should be perfect. Otherwise, there will be reflection in the transmission line. Okay, so this may give some erratic indication. So that is foremost, and most of the device, if it is customized, if any amplifier is made to interface with load cell, then normally the typical values will be considered, and it will be taken care. Okay, the thing is that during our configuration, few things we are going to use. That one is this, your output. Output here you see it is millivolt per volt. That means based on the excitation, it will, if your excitation is 1 volt to the load cell, then for full scale it will give 1 millivolt. Similarly, if you apply 10 excitation as 10 volt, so at full load, means when the load cell is fully loaded with its rated load, it will give 10 millivolt. Okay, and the rated capacity, you see this is the rated capacity. That means this we are going to use. That means it is for this particular model is for 5, 10 and 20 kg. That means, and the excitation, you see somewhere it will be the excitation. Somewhere it will be the excitation. You see, excitation is, this is called the excitation. This is 10 volt. So that means if you select the 10 volt and the device is chosen for 20 kg, then when the load cell will be loaded with 20 kg, it will give 10 millivolt. That means already this is 1 millivolt per volt. That means for 10 volt it will give 10 millivolt. Okay, so these are the basic things. For quick configuration we are going to use that. So this is a full bridge load cell. Basically inside the configuration is like this. Here one strain gauge. There are 4 strain gauge which are resistance are equal. So now if the load cell is not loaded, then each strain gauge will be giving the same resistance value, say R. When it is not loaded, it is R. Here also R, and here also R. Let us take each R 1 ohm, suppose, and here you are using 10 volt excitation. Okay, so this branch total, because 2 R and R will be series, so this is 2 ohm, this side also 2 ohm. Okay, so the equivalent resistance is, then the 2 and 2 is parallel, so that means 2 into 2 divided by 2 plus 2, so this will be 1 ohm. Okay, so the total current flowing through here, it will be 10 ampere. So even though I am telling a typical example, it will not happen in practical load case, but load cell, but I am telling you this resistance are very, very low. So this branch, it will be flowing 5 ampere, and this branch it will be 5 ampere. Sorry, 5 ampere. So if you see here also, it will be 5 ampere, means this resistance is 1 ohm. So here also you will get 5 volt, and here also you will get 5 volt. Now if you take the potential difference between these 2 points, nothing will be there. But if any one of the if the resistance value, any one of the resistance value is getting changed, then definitely you will get a potential difference. So basically inside the load cell there will be the strain gauge. You know, strain is basically the strain will be measured basically in terms of elongation or compression. So based on the load cell type, once the compression and the, or that means the compression or the tension is applied on the load cell outer body, so accordingly the resistance will be changed, and you will get a potential difference between these 2 points. So these 2 points are called basically the excitation, and this is called the measurement output, these 2 points. Okay, so we will learn how to connect it with the load cell. This is the back side of that particular load cell amplifier. It is that means that MVD 2555, it is the back side. So this is basically the power connection. So this will be line 230 volt line, neutral, and this is to be earthed. Okay, these are the things when you are getting the, you want to get the digital data. These pins I will discuss later. This is for some other purpose, suppose some potential free contact you want to generate in case of if the load is crossing some threshold value, how to then we want to take that potential free contact as a protection to my system. So that time these are the things to be used, that I will tell you later. And this is the pin, this BU1, here only our load cell is going to be connected. We will see it how to connect. So as we learned, there will be in this pin, this point, this is the first pin, and it will be counted like this: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. This is the 8th pin. Then again from it is 9th pin, 9 10 11 12 13 15. So it will be up to 15 pin. This is the pin counting, here it is given. Okay, so now in the load cell, the excitation voltage plus, it will be connected to pin number 6 of this connector, and the excitation voltage minus, it will be connected to 5. Okay, now you see the same voltage, it will be going to the sensor circuit. So this is to be voltage plus, again it is to be connected to 13. That means the 6 and 13 are shorted basically. Similarly 5, you see this 5, this wire came, this is the short wire, it is there. So 5 and 12, that basically shorted. And the output, so you see the measurement signal, this will be in millivolt. That positive, it will go to pin number 8, and the measurement signal negative, it will go to pin number 15. So basically these 6 pins are to be connected. if any one pin is open, and we are considering this is the full bridge application, full bridge configuration for strain gauge application or load cell application. So if for this amplifier, if among these six pin anyone is not connected, you will get an error, that is in the display you will say cal error, ERR, like that some display it will come. Okay, so the main thing as per the data sheet of the load cell, you have to connect this 6 wires with the connector which is back side of the amplifier. And this is a common code. You see that sensor circuit plus and excitation plus, those are blue and green. Then the excitation negative and a sensor circuit negative, both are black and yellow. Then the measurement output, it will be red, positive, and measurement output negative will be white. These are the common color code used in India, but sometimes some manufacturer will follow different color code also. Okay, so you have to just understand this, where is this wires, and accordingly this connection for this particular amplifier you have to connect as per that. Okay, after connecting you have to switch on the AC supply 230 volt. You know that already I have shown here only that 230 volt supply is to be connected. Then if you switch on, you will get like this type of 00. Initially if it is not anything set, so it will be showing like this. So we are going to set one load cell, say that is range, it is 1000 kg, and the excitation is, maximum excitation is 10 volt, that is the maximum excitation, and it is say 2 millivolt per volt. That means when the load cell will be loaded with 1000 kg, so it will give 20 millivolt because excitation is 10. So first you press this set button for 2 seconds. Then here, then in the display, because I am not able to capture during the programming, when I was doing the configuration, I was not able to capture the screen, so that's why I taken these things from the manual. So after switch on the AC power, you press the set button, this is the set button, for 2 seconds, then in the display dialog will appear. Then you press the param button, language will come. So using the go button, after that if you press go button, the language selection will be there. So using up and down arrow, you can select the language as English and then enter, it will be set. After setting the language, you press again set. In the screen adaptation will come. There you have to, after adaptation you have to again press param. Then there the transducer type. If you press go, then it will be, various options will be coming. So by the help of this up and down arrow, you select the full bridge, because for our case the load cell is full bridge. Then you press enter. It is selected, transducer type will be selected. Again you press param, then the excitation will come. So in the excitation here option will become 1 volt and 2.5 volt. Always better to, if because our range is 10 volt, so very well I can select 2.5 volt and press enter. So the excitation is selected. After that again press param, then it will ask the input. This input signal, because our input signal is 2 millivolt per volt, so that range you can select, it is 4 millivolt per volt, because our specification is 2 millivolt per volt. So it is, this 4 is higher than that, so you can select that. Then you press enter. After that again press set. Then the here one thing I forget. After selection of the language, you have to press the set button 2 times. Then only this adaptation will come. Okay. So after that, if you press the set, then the calibration will display. Then after that, if you press the so here after set if you press once, calibration will come. Then you press param, the unit will come. So here, but using the go button, you select the unit. So here our unit is kg, 1000 kg. So you select 1000 kg, then enter. Again you press the param key. It will ask the nominal value. So ours is 1000. So you select, you make it 1000. That can be done with the help of the digit. The position of the digit can be changed using this go arrow, and the value of that particular digit can be increased or decreased using this up and down arrow. After setting that nominal value, you press enter. After that again you press param. This is the setting range. This should be your as per the load cell datasheet, because for our case it is 2 millivolt per volt. So you can set similarly by the help of this go button. You can move the digit position, and by using this up and down arrow you can set the value. So for our case it is 2 millivolt per volt. Then you press enter. After enter, you press the set button for 2 seconds. Then it will option will come save yes or no. After that you press enter. So your now whatever the quick configuration, it is set. Then immediately here in the display the load value will start to display. So this is the very simple to use this device, and later on we will learn how to generate the potential free contact for safe working load, to maintain the safe working load. That means if the load limit is crossing a particular value, it will generate a potential free contact. A particular potential free contact will be toggled over. Similarly for lower value also the same thing will happen. If the load value is coming below of a threshold, then another contact will toggle over. So that also we will learn in the next lecture. Okay, next video. So thank you so much for watching. Hope it will be useful for you.